Pope Francis arrives in St. Peter's Square for the final time. His coffin laid down by the altar in front of 250,000 people who came to say farewell. Among the mourners, royalty and heads of state, including US President Donald Trump, French leader Emmanuel Macron and Javier Milei of the Pope's native Argentina. The crowd applauded Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky as he arrived. During a 2-hour funeral mass, centuries-old Catholic traditions were combined with the personal requests of the late pontiff. The coffin, simple wood. Aerials show the patchwork of colours, clergy on the right in red, world leaders and dignitaries in black on the left, and also stipulated by Pope Francis, migrants and the poor. The sermon reminiscent of his pleas for peace.
Faced with the raging wars of recent years, Pope Francis incessantly raised his voice, imploring peace and calling for reason and honest negotiation.
There was also a call for action on climate change and a repeat of one of Francis's strongest messages for Donald Trump on immigration. Build bridges, not walls, was a plea he repeated many times.
Looking across this crowd today, what's really striking is the number of young faces. The young people we've spoken to say Pope Francis helped revive the Catholic Church for their generation.
He stood up for us. He definitely didn't care what anyone thought of him.
That legacy was celebrated throughout the funeral.
It was beautiful. I've never been myself in a mass so big.
That will remain with me forever.
A sentiment echoed by this group of pilgrims from Western Australia.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
There were so many people. The singing was amazing. The prayers were amazing.
So overwhelmed. It's very emotional. I love it.
As the service ended, there was one more chance to say farewell. The streets were lined with people as the Pope's coffin was driven past Rome's most famous landmarks to his final resting place. Francis will now lie at the Santa Maria Maggiore Basilica, his favourite church. The faithful comforted by their belief that while his human existence has ended, his heavenly one has just begun. Mazoe Ford, ABC News, Vatican City.